Hi, this is the bride. I need to cancel everything. Yes, the entire wedding. No, there won't be a reschedule. That's what the venue coordinator told me when I called to finalize the last details. My heart slammed so hard against my ribs I thought I was going to pass out. Cancel the wedding? What the fuck were they talking about? I hadn't canceled the damn thing. I was literally counting down the hours until I walked down the aisle in my satin gown, veil trailing behind me, family and friends filling the pews. But the woman on the phone was calm, almost smug. Yes, babe, you called yourself this morning. You said your fiancé had run off and you wanted the entire event shut down. You even FaceTimed me to prove it was really you. I froze. My skin went cold. A FaceTime? The woman went on. You were crying so hard I could barely understand you at first. You kept saying the wedding was off, that you couldn't go through with it. I begged you to reconsider, but you were adamant. You broke down into sobs right here on camera. How could I not believe you? And just like that, my stomach hit the floor. It wasn't me. It was Lauren, my twin. Of course it was her. Who else could pull that off? She had the same face, the same voice, the same stupid little tilt of the head I do when I'm pretending to be strong. And apparently she'd even worked up fake tears to sell the lie. Full performance. Oscar-worthy. That bitch had literally called the venue, video called them, pretended to be me, and sobbed her way through the cancellation of my wedding. Can you imagine? 1 second you're worrying about seating charts and champagne toasts, and the next you're being told by some event planner in kitten heels that your whole fucking future has been canceled because your own twin sister put on a Broadway-level performance pretending to be you. I wanted to scream. I wanted to drive to her apartment and drag her out by her hair, but I couldn't. Not yet. Mark was in the next room, trying on his tux, looking like the happiest man alive. How the hell was I supposed to tell him that his future sister-in-law had just tried to nuke our wedding out of spite? That while he was practicing his vows in the mirror, Lauren was fake crying into an iPhone camera to dismantle our entire day. And here's the kicker. She wasn't doing it because she was jealous of flowers or dresses or the spotlight. No, that would have been too easy. Lauren had something else up her sleeve, something darker. But before I tell you how twisted this shit got, let me back up a little. My name's Jessica. I'm 29, born and raised in Portland, Oregon. I grew up in what looked like a picture-perfect family, 2 parents, a nice suburban home, and of course, a twin sister. You'd think having a twin would be like having a built-in best friend, right? Someone who always has your back. Yeah, no. Lauren was never that. From the time we were kids, she was competitive, nasty, always needing to one-up me. If I got an A, she'd get an A+. If I dated a guy, she'd flirt with him just to prove she could. If I wore a dress, she'd borrow it without asking, spill wine on it, and then laugh about it. And the worst part is people loved her. She had that fake charm, that smooth, I'm just joking grin. Everyone thought she was the fun twin, the exciting one, the wild one. Meanwhile, I was the responsible one, the boring one, the good girl. So when Mark proposed to me, Mark, tall, kind, steady, the type of man who made you feel safe the moment he held your hand, I should have known Lauren wouldn't take it well. It wasn't just jealousy, it was possession. In her twisted little mind, she believed if she wasn't happy, then no one else, especially me, deserved to be. So at first, I thought she'd limit herself to the usual digs. She'd drop little bombs during family dinners. Wow, Jess, he's marrying you? Guess everyone really does settle eventually. Or, you sure you want to wear white? Kind of brave, considering your track record. But when she FaceTimed the venue, sobbing like she was the broken-hearted bride, canceling everything I'd spent months building, that wasn't just a joke. That was a declaration of war. And the worst part? That was only the beginning. Because Lauren wasn't just trying to ruin my wedding day. She was trying to ruin my life.
After hanging up with the venue, I just stood there, my phone slipping in my sweaty hands, staring at my own reflection in the mirror like maybe it would give me answers. My veil was laid out neatly on the chair, my bouquet resting in its vase, everything ready for a perfect day. Except now, apparently, my wedding was fucking canceled. And all I could think was, how far will she go? Lauren wasn't new to sabotage. She'd been planting little landmines in my life since we were teenagers. But this, calling the venue, FaceTiming them, crying crocodile tears until they believe her, that was a whole new level of psychotic. I should have called Mark right then. I should have told him everything, laid it all out. But how do you even start that conversation? Hey babe, my twin sister is pretending to be me and canceling our wedding, but don't worry, I'll fix it by lunch. He would have thought I was losing my mind. So instead, I did the only thing I could do. I grabbed my keys and drove straight to the venue. It was a gorgeous place, a renovated winery just outside Portland with chandeliers hanging from exposed beams and rolling green hills outside every window. I'd fallen in love with it the first time I saw it. The staff had been kind, professional, detail-oriented. I thought nothing could shake them. But when I stormed through those front doors that morning, my hair barely brushed, makeup half done, the look on the coordinator's face said it all. She froze, clipboard in hand, color draining from her cheeks. "Oh my God," she whispered. "You came." "Of course I fucking came," I snapped. "Why wouldn't I?" Her eyes darted around like she was trying to find the right words. "Because you already told me this morning. You said it was over." And then, like a knife in my gut, she added, "You were on video. I saw your face." I wanted to rip my hair out. That wasn't me. That was Lauren, my twin. She's been pulling shit like this my whole life. But this time, my voice cracked. This time, she's gone too far. The coordinator hesitated, her knuckles white around the clipboard. She cried so hard. She said she couldn't go through with it. She begged me to cancel before people started arriving. I laughed, loud, bitter, ugly. Yeah, that's her specialty, fake tears. She could sell grief at a funeral she wasn't even invited to. The coordinator looked at me, really looked at me, and I saw the doubt start to crack. "You really are the bride." "No shit," I snapped, pulling my ID out of my purse. "Do you need me to show you my driver's license, my fucking social security card? Hell, I'll give you my blood type if it proves I'm Jessica." The woman finally nodded, looking mortified. "We can fix this. I'll make some calls." But she was very convincing. She even told us things only you would know. That stopped me cold. "What do you mean?" "She mentioned the dress you chose, the flavor of the cake. She even brought up how your dad passed away and said it didn't feel right to celebrate." I nearly dropped my purse. That bitch hadn't just impersonated me, she dug into my soul, weaponized my grief, and poured it into her performance. She knew exactly what strings to pull, and she'd used them all. For the first time that day, I felt scared. Really fucking scared. Because this wasn't just petty jealousy anymore. This wasn't just Lauren trying to get attention. This was her crawling inside my life, wearing my skin, and trying to rip it apart from the inside out. And as I drove back to the hotel to meet Mark, one sickening thought kept circling in my head. If she was willing to go this far before the wedding, what the hell was she planning for the actual ceremony? By the time I got back to the hotel, I had a headache pounding behind my eyes and a pit in my stomach that wouldn't quit. I'd managed to convince the venue staff I was me, that the crying banshee on FaceTime was my evil twin, not the bride. But the damage? The damage was already in motion. Because if Lauren was bold enough to pull a stunt like that, I knew she wasn't stopping there. When I walked into the suite, Mark was buttoning his tux shirt, grinning like a kid on Christmas morning. "Hey, babe," he said, his voice warm, steady. "Everything good with the venue?" I plastered on my best smile, because what the hell else was I supposed to do? Tell him his future sister-in-law had just impersonated me on camera to blow up our wedding? Not yet. Not when he was beaming at me like he was his whole world. Yep, I lied, kissing his cheek. All good. But inside, I was shaking. Fast forward a couple hours, my bridesmaids and I were at the makeup chairs, curling irons sizzling, lipstick smudged across napkins. The room smelled like hairspray and roses. My girls were chatting, sipping champagne, trying to keep the vibe light. That's when my maid of honor, Jenna, walked in with her phone in her hand, her face pale as a ghost. "You need to see this," she whispered, shoving the screen in front of me. It was a text thread. My cousin had just sent her a screenshot of a Facebook post. The post was from Lauren, and it said this: "The wedding is off. The groom got cold feet. Please don't come to the venue. There's nothing to celebrate." Underneath were comments already piling up. "Oh my God, Jess, I'm so sorry. Wait, what happened? Sending love, hun. Call me." My stomach twisted. This wasn't a prank. This was full-on character assassination. Lauren wasn't just trying to cancel a venue anymore. She was trying to humiliate me publicly, make it look like I'd been dumped hours before walking down the aisle. "What the fuck?" I muttered, my voice cracking. "What the actual fuck?" Jenna squeezed my hand, her jaw tight. "She's out for blood, Jess. She's not going to stop until she destroys you." And as if on cue, my phone buzzed. A text from Lauren. It said, "Better get used to disappointment, sis. You should thank me now. I'm saving him from a lifetime of boredom with you." I swear, my vision went red. I wanted to hurl the phone against the wall. I wanted to march down the hall, find her smug face, and drag her ass out of the hotel by her hair. But then I remembered the look on Mark's face earlier. The joy. The peace. He didn't know. He didn't see any of this. And I wasn't going to let her ruin him, too. So I breathed. I forced myself to breathe. And I made a decision. If Lauren wanted war, she was going to get it. I wasn't going to let her fuck with my wedding. I wasn't going to let her humiliate me in front of everyone I loved. If she wanted to play dirty, then fine. I'd dig into the mud right alongside her. Because here's the thing about twins. We know each other's weaknesses. And I knew Lauren's better than anyone. The question was, how far was I willing to go?
Here's the thing about Lauren. She wasn't just out to ruin my wedding because she hated me. No, this went deeper, darker. This wasn't just sisterly jealousy or petty rivalry. This was about Mark. I'll never forget the day we met him. Lauren and I had gone out shopping downtown, a sunny Saturday afternoon in Portland. We were supposed to be looking for shoes, but Lauren was more interested in strutting through the store like it was her personal runway. That's when Mark walked in. He wasn't even supposed to be there. He was helping his buddy pick out a watch. But our eyes met across the counter, and I swear something clicked. It was instant. He smiled at me first. Not her, me. And for once, Lauren wasn't the one pulling the spotlight. She noticed. Oh, she noticed. Mark asked me out right there, in front of her, bold, confident, like he didn't even care my twin was standing 6 inches away. And I said yes. From that moment, Lauren was different, bitterer, sharper. She'd always been competitive, but now it was like she was carrying a knife around, waiting for the chance to stab me with it. And then she did something I'll never forget. Something I still can't believe she had the nerve to try. A couple weeks into our relationship with Mark, she showed up at his apartment, unannounced, wearing my clothes, my perfume, her hair styled like mine. She pretended to be me. Yeah, my own twin tried to trick my boyfriend into sleeping with her. Mark told me later he caught on the second she leaned against the doorframe all flirty and fake. He said her eyes gave her away. Said no matter how much she looked like me, she could never be me. And he threw her out. But did she stop? Of course not. Lauren doubled down. She texted him late at night, pretending to be me. She showed up at his work once, tried to flirt her way into his office. When that didn't work, she dropped the act completely and just came out with it. You're with the wrong twin. You should be with me. Mark shut her down cold. He told her he loved me, not her. And that rejection, that was the nail in her coffin. Because here's the ugly truth. Lauren wasn't just jealous of me as her sister. She was in love with Mark. And when he chose me, when he saw through all her tricks and still picked me, even though we looked the same, that destroyed her. And her little, twisted brain, she couldn't understand it. If we were identical, if we had the same face, the same body, the same DNA, then why me? Why Jessica? The answer was simple. Because I'm not Lauren. Because I'm not cruel or fake or manipulative. Because even if we share a face, we are nothing alike. But Lauren couldn't stand that. Couldn't stomach the idea that the one man she wanted above all others looked at her and saw nothing. So she decided if she couldn't have him, then neither could I. That's why she called the venue, sobbing into the camera, canceling everything. That's why she posted online that Mark had cold feet. That's why she had been dropping poison into my life for years. Because in her twisted little brain, ruining me was the only way she could win. And as I sat there in my gown, bouquets shaking in my hands, I realized something crystal clear. This wasn't just about a wedding anymore. This was about survival. And I was done letting Lauren hold the knife.
The morning of my wedding was chaos. After convincing the venue staff that I was really me, not the fake sobbing bride Lauren had pretended to be, I still had to put out fires. Word was spreading fast that the wedding was off, so I sat in the bridal suite with my hair half pinned and called every single guest. Aunt Maggie, no, the wedding isn't canceled. There was a terrible mix-up at the venue. Please come tonight. Hi, Drew. Ignore what you saw on Facebook. Yes, we're still on at 6 o'clock sharp. Over and over again until my throat was raw. I never once said Lauren's name. Not yet. I wasn't giving her that satisfaction. The ceremony went on. Mark looked breathtakingly handsome in his tux, tears in his eyes when he saw me walk down the aisle. We said our vows, exchanged our rings, and for one blissful moment, I almost forgot the storm brewing at the reception. But then Lauren swept in. Black dress, red lipstick, that smug little grin carved into her face like she owned the room. She clinked her glass during the toasts, whispered into Mark's mom's ear, spun her wine like she was the star of the show. That's when I decided enough was enough. When the DJ had everyone on the dance floor, I marched straight to his booth. Give me the mic. The music cut. The chatter died. All eyes turned to me. I looked out at the crowd, then locked eyes with Lauren. Some of you may have heard this morning that the wedding was canceled. That wasn't a mix-up. That was sabotage. And the person behind it is sitting right here, smiling in the front row. The room gasped. Heads whipped toward Lauren. Her smirk faltered. I didn't stop. My voice shook but carried. This morning, my twin sister called my venue, pretended to be me, sobbed on FaceTime, and canceled the entire wedding. And why? Because she spent her life trying to take what's mine. She even tried to take Mark. She dressed like me, smelled like me, showed up at his apartment, and tried to sleep with him. When he rejected her, she decided if she couldn't have him, neither could I. Chaos. Guests whispering, jaws dropping, my bridesmaids staring in shock. Mark's family turned horrified.
Lauren shot to her feet, shrieking, "She's lying! Don't believe her!" But her voice cracked under the weight of 300 eyes. I pointed to security. "Get her the F out of here!" The crowd erupted. Cheers, gasps. Some clapped as Lauren was dragged out, kicking and screaming, her heels scraping the floor, her wine glass shattering as she fought against security. When the doors slammed shut, I raised the mic again. Now, where were we? Oh, right, celebrating love. The DJ hit play. The guests roared. Mark came to me, kissed me hard, and whispered, "You're incredible." And just like that, Lauren was gone. And she's been gone ever since. No calls, no texts, no visits. It's like she vanished. And for the most part, everyone tells me that's a good thing. My relatives, my friends, they all say the same thing. Stay away from her, Jess, for the sake of your marriage, for your own happiness. But here's the part I don't tell them. Sometimes, late at night, I think of her. Sometimes I scroll through her social media, stare at her pictures, and feel this ache in my chest. We're both orphans. No mom, no dad, and all we've really got is each other. Or at least, that's how it should have been. And no matter what she's done, she's still my twin, my blood. So I'll ask you, the ones listening, should I follow my gut and extend an olive branch, or should I listen to everyone else and keep her as far away from me as possible? Please let me know what you think. Your advice is deeply appreciated.